3 years after the death of Patrick Lyoya, the trial is now underway for the Grand Rapids police officer charged with his death. Christopher Schurr is charged with second-degree murder. Lyoya was killed following a traffic stop that escalated when he attempted to run away. The two got into a struggle and Schurr shot Lyoya in the back of the head. Today, prosecutor Chris Becker told the jury how he intends to prove Schurr's decision to shoot Lyoya was not reasonable. Defense attorney Kayla Hamilton said Christopher Schurr was making a split-second decision, saying, quote, he did not choose to take a life, he chose to save his own, unquote.
When you take a look at that and you put all this together, take a look at all the evidence, you have to say it was not justified. It was unreasonable. Patrick never had an intent to do any harm to the defendant. He never intended to kill him. He never to show he never wanted to do anything other than get away that day.
The evidence will show that Officer Christopher Schurr did everything he could to avoid using deadly force, even after being disarmed of his taser. He fought with Mr. Lyoya for over a minute to try to get his taser back, and you'll see he tries to turn it off. And when he couldn't, when he lost all control, he was forced to make a split-second decision, one he hoped never to have to make.
After opening statements, the first witnesses were called, including the men Lyoya was hanging out with the night before the shooting. We also heard from a man who was a passenger in Lyoya's car and saw the shooting happen. Supporters of both Patrick Lyoya and Christopher Schurr gathered outside the Kent County Courthouse before the trial started this morning. 13 Your Side's Josh Albertus spoke with them and joins us now live. Hi there, Josh.
Hi, Elena. Outside the courtroom, outside the courthouse even, a lot of this is just hopes up until this point, right? Because, of course, the trial just started this morning, so nothing concrete at this point. I want to give you a little context here. We're kind of in the corner here, and I'm kind of speaking a little softer because we're on the same floor that this court case is currently happening. It was actually just broken for lunch a few minutes ago, but this has been happening on this floor. But we've been instructed we cannot show anyone in the background without their consent, so we're kind of off to the corner here. But I've been outside the courtroom, outside the courthouse all morning, and what we've been hearing is those hopes. A lot of people hoping that those protests, that this case is peaceful, nothing breaks out there, but also hopes as to the outcome, of course. The prosecution, as you heard, charging this as alleged murder, but we also heard the defense make that opening case that essentially this is not a murder situation, this was self-defense in their view. Many of the people who were out here this morning carrying what are called those thin blue line flags, often used in support of law enforcement. Now for many of these people in support of former officer Christopher Schurr. We also spoke to one person out here this morning carrying a sign that said justice for Lyoya, justice for Patrick Lyoya. The man called Lyoya a brother, a good person, a good father, and that justice, he said, looks like guilty. Take a listen to what both sides we talked to this morning had to say.
I'm a retired state trooper's wife, and we've seen the video numerous times, and he's innocent. No matter how the case comes out, he's innocent.
I would like to see him being locked up like everybody else is, because what he did wasn't right. So I stand behind that. And then I just want happiness for the family at the end of the day, because, we shed so many tears already, and it's not fair,
And of course, you heard another side seemingly of this morning when our morning team talked to one person who seemingly didn't take a side on this case, but was, advocating for peace, in her view. So obviously, we're seeing all throughout the morning and possibly throughout the week, this is a case that has very much caught the local community's attention as it had caught the national attention as well. And as that kind of plays out, whether we can expect to see more people show up to make those kinds of statements outside where this case is happening, we'll bring you news on that as it develops. For now, live in Grand Rapids, Josh Albertus, 13 on your side.
All right, Josh, thank you. And the judge presiding over the hearing has ruled media can cover this trial. The stream must be on a 30-minute delay, which means while the trial begins at 8:30, you will be able to start watching at 9. Our streaming coverage on 13 Plus starts each morning at 8:30. From then until 9, Lauren Baker will give an overview of what is expected to happen that day. During breaks, we will have experts and reporters inside the media room and outside the courthouse breaking down testimony and reaction. It's all on our streaming app 13+.